training and how your mindset and approach needs to change. So moving forward, whenever I work with anybody or if I give anyone advice, it's to take your training seriously. The people that go to the gym don't track the numbers, don't train to a true intensity, and don't get serious about it and start lifting some heavy weight for their ability, they won't see the changes that are required. So this slideshow is wanting to talk to you about, right, think about these things, use emotions, use everything else to your advantage, and that's where you're going to see the developments in your physique and your mindset as well. So the way that we look at training has to change. So instead of going to the gym half-assed, there's no goal, no real focus and passion, then you're missing the whole point about what training is. I want you to think and train like an athlete, basically. This way, we're going to ensure that we're getting the most out of every session, every rep, and every set that we do. So if we just really boil it down, every set that you do is vital, but every rep that you do is so important. The technique, your form, your execution, and then going back up to this. If you change your mindset walking into that gym and why you're there, then you're going to get results. If you focus on lifting heavier, you're going to get more results. So, getting serious is a good thing. A lot of people go, gym rat and protein this and protein that, but I've never seen anybody get good results when they've not given 100% into everything that they do. So this slide now is probably the most important one, and I'll just go through it with you. So if you're not bringing the right intensity, the execution through your workouts, and you're being sloppy with your muscular contraction, the amount of potential growth that you're actually missing out on is huge. So this is, in particular is important. If we add that up over a long period of time, if you were sloppy with your muscular contraction, if the intensity wasn't there, if you just turned up to the gym and you weren't concentrating, this first bullet point is where you're not going to get results. So the second one, from the moment that you actually walk through that gym door, you are there for a reason, and that's to develop and work on improving your strength, your physique, and your health. It's about being focused on the task in hand, not overthinking things, and just totally concentrate on one particular exercise at a time. Where I see a lot of people go wrong is they look at the whole workout that they've got in front of them. Instead, they look at the first exercise, how many sets and how many reps and what intensity they need to be working at, and they solely focus on that there and then they move on to the next set, and then they move on to the next exercise. So you need to be thinking about how to bring the highest amount of intensity with the correct form and almost perfect tempo every time. So we're still roughly roundabout here. So, really focus on the tempo that you bring in. So, 3 seconds eccentric and then 2 seconds concentric with half a second to a second static squeeze. These things are going to help you develop again. So the next one is distractions. So no distractions. I want you to only use your phone for the app that we're working off. Anything else waits, and you can reply to messages, calls, and emails after. This is because we need to be efficient and utilize the time that we're in there for. Instead of being in there for 3 hours, you can do everything that you want and more, reach a better intensity and reach a better quality of session in an hour to an hour and a half than you are 3 hours. It's all about making up time. So being time efficient as well when you're there. So the next one is, when you're training, that's your time away from reality. So leave any shit outside the gym, if it's arguments, all this and that, but use every emotion that you're going through. So that could be anger, frustration, sadness. I want you to, not bottle all that up. I want you to use and take that out on every piece of machine and exercise and weight that you're lifting, and watch how you feel when you walk out of that gym. This one right here, your emotions. Emotions can control a lot of things in our life. So, if you're feeling down, I can't be asked going to the gym, I feel like shit. I can guarantee if you use the emotions that you're going through, anger, sadness, whatever it may be, and you use it in the gym, you walk out of there and you've released that tension. So please think about your emotions and how to use them positively in the gym. So, if you want to see physical changes to your body, then you need to take your training serious. This is because the more effort and intent that you put behind your sessions, the better the outcome will be over time. So, when I say getting serious, that's about your form, it's about your tempo, it's about the weight selection, it's about not talking to your mate for about 3 minutes and losing the intensity that you've brought to that set. The more you get serious, the better your results are going to be. I will always repeat that. And if you're not serious, then your results are going to fall by the wayside. So the I would say that the last but not least point is really just the simple stuff done right. So form. Make sure you have good posture and you're isolating the muscles being used in every exercise. Form is key. Full range motion. Make sure that you're isolating the muscles that you're working. Therefore, we're going to get the best muscle growth that we can. Execution. Executing the technique and controlling the load as best as possible is going to make sure that you are going to get more and more growth. Controlling the weight, that's going to put more stress, more load on the body, which is then going to cause growth on any part of the muscle. So that's legs, back, shoulders, chest, etc. So the intensity, when I say intensity, that you're lifting as heavy as you can and making sure you choose weights that you will be able to control and challenge you at the same time. So concentration, you're fully focused and not distracted by messages and emails and talking to your friends. So concentrate when you're going into that set, how many reps you need to do and how slow you need to perform them. So efficiency, the big one, using your time wisely. So managing your rest periods in between sets, and you empty the tank every time you do that. So that's being efficient. When you're in that gym for an hour and a half, you are as efficient as you can be. So you're not there for 3 hours. So the effort, you put in maximum effort every single time you go to the gym. Don't matter if you're tired, don't matter if you just can't be asked in general. You need to make sure that the effort is being put in, and that's where we see delayed gratification come through and your growth starts to happen. So positive attitude. So mentally, you are thinking more positively towards yourself, the session, and the outcome. Same again, if you think negative thoughts, you are most likely going to have more and more negative situations and outcomes happen to you. But if you start to think more positively and turn these negative situations around, right, okay, this has happened to me. How can I react and respond to this situation? So think more positively. And emotions. So use your frustration, your anger, your sadness to fuel your workouts. If you're not doing that, then you're missing another 1% of the journey that can help you get the results that you want. So hopefully you enjoyed the slideshow. If you have any questions around the slide, anything that I've mentioned, if you're not, 100% about anything that I've talked about today, drop me a message and we can go into more detail.